Good afternoon, Western Standard viewers. Nigel Hannaford here from the floor of the Global Energy Show Conference and Exhibition. In an energy show, it's not all oil, it's not all gas, it's not even all electricity. There are hundreds of sub-trades that go together to make the whole thing work. And one of them has to do, not specifically even with oil and gas, it has to do with fighting forest fires. We've had shocking fires. We've had Fort McMurray nearly burned to the ground. We had Jasper, great risk just last year. And when you look at the when you look at those towns, you think, man, wouldn't it have been great with just more hose pipes? Well, maybe it's not more hose pipes you need. Maybe it is a thick hydraulic mist in the air. One man who has thought this through and has developed a prototype is Don Hallett. He is the founder of Wildfire Innovations, Inc., and the product is called RainStream. What does it work? How does it work, Don?
Well, RainStream is an elevated technology that propels water long distances above the top of a forest canopy, simulating rain. And it's timed and targeted, so it's a little more resourceful on the use of water and covers a larger area to protect municipalities and critical infrastructure.
So where would your water source be for something like that?
Well, generally, most municipalities have a hydrant system, so we tap into the pressurized hydrant system and use a pump to push the water out of the tower, and it can be controlled with how big of an area you want to cover by the amount of water you spray and the size of area that's actually really needed.
So how big a piece of equipment would this be?
Well, this mobile unit can actually be deployed with a one-ton dually truck or a little bit larger. The footprint to actually deploy the mobile unit is approximately 30 feet by 40 feet long.
So if you've got, you have this unit, you've got a fire approaching a community, you place it, how much land, how many what area of development are you going to protect?
Well, generally what you want to do is we would set up on the perimeter of a municipality or even a little bit farther out if you had to, but it's usually the edge of town or city, and we propel over into the forest, but in a full rotation of 360 degrees. Then we use wind to fight the fire, because as you know, when a fire is burning, the bigger they get, the stronger the wind and the farther the embers travel, and we're trying to deal with the ember transplant that's happening with these wildfires.
So an ember obviously will fire up something that's very dry, but if it lands on something wet, the danger is vastly diminished.
Yeah, it lessens the likelihood of it igniting, and it also provides a muster area for people, so hopefully it'll cut down on the evacuations. Yeah.
So if you think about a typical little community in the outback, in the woods, town of 4,000 people, we'll say, they've got the hydraulic system that you need. There are fire hydrants everywhere. Maybe it's a square mile of development surrounded by a couple of square miles of little industrial estates and things like that. But then there's forest, and there's forest there. How many of these units do you think you would need to deploy to give good protection to a town like that?
Well, we can run them in a linear fashion, more than one, and they're quick deployment. With the trained crew, they can be set up in about 5 minutes. But I say 20 to 30 minutes because there's always something that gets in the way. To cover, say, 1 kilometer length, 6 units would pretty much set up a wall of water for you. It all depends on how strong the wind is.
That's a great phrase, a wall of water. Now, we've got a picture from your brochure there that we're going to edit into the sequence. But it's not necessarily like a stream of water. This is a mist, a dense mist.
Yeah.
That you're describing.
If you stand, well, there's a soaking radius, a misting radius, and a humidity radius. So if you ever tried to light a campfire after it rained the night before, even though your wood is dry, trying to keep the match going, that's the humidity. And the misting obviously would repel the fire as well. And the soaking, it's pretty tough to light anything that's drenched.
Don, how far are you in the development stage of this machine?
We just got the first prototype up and running late last year, and we're getting all the bugs out of it. We're pretty much ready for deployment by the end of June.
Really? So I think it's worth saying this again. It's called RainStream, and your Wildfire innovations. What are these machines going to cost?
It depends on the model. They come with a variety of options that can come with it, so they could range anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000 a piece. But we do have smaller models. So basically, you got your Volkswagen, your Cadillac, and your Porsche kind of a thing.
Okay. So I mean, there's been a lot of talk recently about perhaps Banff is in danger, just as Jasper was last year. You think of Banff?
Oh yeah, we're in talks with Banff. Our list is getting pretty long globally. More so, we're focused right now on Canada and the United States. But we just finished a demo in Canmore about a month ago, so the interest is high. I think we had over 60 people come out to witness that.
So you had a controlled burn that you extinguished?
No, there was no fire. It was just to show how it works and get some excitement.
Well,
we all pray for rain when there's a fire, so we're trying to bring some.
Yeah. Don, for viewers' benefit, Don shared quite an intimate personal story of a progress through cancer and COVID before that. This is something that you've worked up in the last few years. It's an incredible idea. We wish you all success with it. So that's RainStream from
Wildfire Innovations.
Wildfire Innovations.
Thank you, Nigel, for the interest in interviewing me.
Well done. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
For the Western Standard, I'm Nigel Hannaford.